That's weird. That's weird. Kind of weirding me out.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Isn't that weird?
That's weird, man.
It's strange.
What's up, campers? Welcome back to episode 138 of Camp Strange. I am your camp counselor, Alex Tobin.
And I'm your other camp counselor, John Bingman.
John Bingman is not real. Well, he might. If your name's John Bingman, send something in, because David's just been on this John Bingman phase where everything's John Bingman this, John Bingman that.
He's a real man. He's a real boy
with real
toys. Yeah.
Anyway, we're back to bring the spooky, wacky, weird, and Bingman. Also, space. Well, let's say space. That's your teaser.
Yeah.
But before we do, we got to catch you up on any of the weird news you may have missed these last 2 weeks. And, David, do you want to start? Actually, I'll start this off. I just love this headline. It says, Brits urged to drink 124 pints each to help struggling pubs get back on their feet.
What's the timeline on that?
Apparently they said just like over the summer. So it says
that's easy.
The quote says pub goers will need to drink 124 pints this summer to save the nation's food and beverage industry. Summer is 3 months, which means you have to drink 9.5 pints per week, which is around 28.6 units. What does that mean?
No, but that's like, one a day and then 2 for the weekends.
I like to stack mine up on the weekends. No.
All 9?
Yeah.
All 9 of those nice
Sunday
warm
night.
pints.
Sunday night. I like to stack all mine on a Wednesday.
That's a Sunday dinner.
It's the hardest day of the week, and like I just know Thursday and Friday are gonna be hell because my boss John Bingman, he walks by and he does that thing with the rubber band where he puts it between his fingers and he like kind of like winds it back so he doesn't get slapped with it. Like his fingers
Where does he
are
get
fine.
you?
Right on the balls.
Oh, the back.
The
back of the balls.
It's spherical. You can really hit any direction. That's the scary thing about John.
Well, I mean, we all know you like to drop that belt line right down to your ankles when you use the urinals. He sneaks up right behind you.
Sometimes
stalks you into the bathroom.
Sometimes I'm pants at the ankles at the urinal, and then John's face just slides right underneath me with that rubber band ready.
Yeah, he sees it. You see it.
We all see it. No, but 9.5 pints per week is kind of a lot. I mean, maybe not for the Brits though. I mean, I heard Daniel Radcliffe talk about how, Harry Potter. He talked about how when he was like a big drinker, and then he was having like issues with it. And then when he came to America, he said like things became easier for him because in England, like they have coffee dates here. You're like, oh, let's meet for coffee. But in England, it's always like, let's go grab a pint. So he was just like drinking like every day of the week, apparently, which is still not against the rules. You're allowed to do that. But I think he was like slamming 124 pints like a night. A night.
I feel like, I could be wrong. I've never been to England. But I feel like their beer is not as intense. They do like a more old-fashioned beer there, which is probably like a 4%.
Oh, really?
I don't know. That's just what I'm imagining.
Is it kind of like I know that they do that. Like if you ever see like Anthony Bourdain, because I've never been to like Southeast Asia, but I feel like a lot of Southeast Asian countries, I see like the way they serve beer. They do really tiny glasses, and then they like sometimes have this like hose that like they just like pump the beer out of the hose, and they fill up like 20 tiny glasses on a tray and then just drop it off at your table, and then you're supposed to mark it on like a coaster how many you drank, and that's how many you pay for.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. So there's like tally marks on your coaster, and you just like slam them back, and it's like you said, it's like light beer, so you can just keep slamming them back, which is actually kind of fun. Like you could actually have more fun drinking games like that.
Yeah. I went to a bar once that every table had a what do you call it?
A tap?
Yeah, it had a tap in it, and you could like select the beer, and they'd like switch the hose, and then you would just have the tap sitting there, and you could just fill it up, and it had a little thing that would like make little checks every time you filled it.
Oh shit! Is it kind of like one of those like soda machines that you get the raspberry Coke?
Yeah, exactly. It's just like that.
Yeah, I hit stout, and it's just raspberry Coke every time.
God damn. You see, you see they're making mango Coke or mango Pepsi now.
Are they?
Yeah, what the fuck is that? Can't be good. That can't be good.
Why don't you just let Mountain Dew do their thing? Let them do the do.
Yeah.
They're in charge
They
of
get the
crazy
fruit.
flavors. It's Capri Sun, Mountain Dew. I'll even let Fanta get away with it with that
Yeah.
pineapple Fanta. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we just need to go back to the good old days of America when we just drank gasoline.
When they put real Coke in the Coke. God, oh God. So good.
All right.
Oh, and also like they have a Coke coffee now. Or like a Coca-Cola that
they
has
used
like
to have that like way back in the day.
no, not like an energy drink one. I think it's like Coca-Cola. It tastes like coffee or some shit. I don't know. Somebody
Yeah.
had it on set and they're like drinking. They're like, it kind of tastes like coffee. And I was like, I guess that's what it is.
It says coffee on the cup, bud.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Anyway,
Is that your news story?
I just want you to go to Britain and save their economy. I know you could
Okay.
single-handedly save their economy, David.
Yeah, probably. K9 bites cow. Deputy tases K9. Cow kicks deputy.
And that's the circle of life.
Yeah, it really is.
Wow.
Vicious cycle of life.
I think they all did the right thing.
They all made the right move, honestly. If one of those pieces of the puzzle were missing, that it wouldn't be okay. But
No,
since everybody
yeah.
got a taste of it, I can't believe
They got
the
their
fucking cop
comeuppance.
tased the dog.
They got their comeuppance. What is
Their
that?
comeuppance.
What does that mean?
Comeuppance?
They got that what was coming to them, right?
Yeah, sure. Comeuppance.
Yes.
Come up them? What did you say?
What'd you say?
I don't even
Come
know.
up them. What were you doing?
Yeah.
What were you doing to the cow?
Making burgers.
I don't know. Comeuppance.
Comeuppance.
Okay.
We could do this for an hour.
Next story. That's cool. I like a good kicking story.
Yeah.
Okay, now here's another really fun one. I'll end with a horrible one. So, Goodwill stores have a message. Please stop donating trash. So
They get picky, man. I've been trying to take my trash to fucking Goodwill, and they keep saying no. I got this tiny garbage can outside that I fill up for once a week. It's not big enough. I produce a lot of garbage.
I usually bring them a trash bag full of like needles and used toilet paper, and then I put one single old oil can in there, and I go, is this American Pickers? And then I go pick through that, and they got to pick through that, and then they got to barter with me.
Yeah.
And guess what? At the end, I always stand strong, and I don't sell it to them.
Oh, I thought you were always going to win. So you've always had the same oil can.
Yeah, I just bring the same one back. I mean, I always do win because they're the ones covered in shit and needles, and I get to bring the oil can home every time.
Yeah. It's got to be one of the best items to litter. Needles. Love that. Shout out to Portland.
Any major city, really. I mean, I've seen it all. I've been in my fair share of Saw 2 traps when the lady falls in the needle pit. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah, I love that.
That was the best. She didn't need to go in there, I feel like. Just wear some
of
shoes.
course she didn't need to, but she wanted to.
I think she got pushed in it.
By herself.
Well, I just thought this Goodwill thing was very prevalent to you, since most of your clothing that you get from the Goodwill may have been considered trash at one point.
Are you talking about the shirt I'm wearing right now?
No, I was talking about the shirt that you were wearing when I saw you last, where you had a coffee stain and a huge hole in it. We talked about this last time on the pod.
It's a good shirt.
I kind of get like why people have this weird thing in their brain where they go, I have this old thing, but I can't throw it away because it's like kind of trash because it's like missing pieces, but they think somebody will get some use out of it, so they don't want to throw it away and they donate it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where like they'll be like, oh, here's like a clock that doesn't work, and they go, well, it's still a good clock. Someone just needs to fix it. So they give it to Goodwill, and then Goodwill goes, it's broken. and they just throw it away because no one's gonna go buy a broken clock at a store and be like that's a junkyard find.
You don't know that? Maybe that's a hobby, is fixing clocks. Clockmaster.
Yeah, clock. Isn't John Bingman a clockmaster?
Matter of fact, he is.
He stands at the old clock tower with a top hat, and he swings a pocket watch back and forth, and he goes tick tock, tick tock.
Yeah, I've seen him do
He'll
it.
slap you with a rubber band. Wow. So anyway, I just thought that was very prevalent to you, David. Keep on trash digging, and let us know if you find any more good bad shirts.
Yeah. Man who used KFC glitch to order 6,500 euros worth of, not euros. I don't know.
Euros? No, KFC doesn't sell gyros.
I don't know what that currency side is. But 6,500 worth of chicken for free, jailed in China.
I'm guessing
so
it's
he found
yen or dongs.
That's what I thought, but it's not. It's definitely not the. I'm pretty sure that's
Who
the euro
uses
side.
dongs? Yep.
You do.
Oh,
Got him,
fuck,
bitch.
I think I brought it up. You know when in college when we hacked the Jack in the Box thing, I told you about that, right?
Yeah, sure.
I told you about that, right?
Yeah.
We hacked the kiosk where we didn't hack it. I had a buddy who figured out a code that made everything go zero out. So we were ordering like $30 worth of food.
You could go to jail in China for that. You won't like China jail. I can guarantee you that.
I would rather go to China jail than North Korea jail.
It's true.
Is it true that Otto? Remember that guy Otto? Did they take out all of his teeth and put them back? I heard they did that.
What the fuck are you talking about?
His name's like Otto Warbringer, and he was in North Korea on like a school trip, and he stole a propaganda poster off the wall, and they caught him.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't know him by a first name basis.
They killed him, and they pretended like they're like, oh yeah, he went like he just went into a coma, and they're like, what? And they're yeah, he just like went into a coma. And then I heard all these stories about like they obviously like beat him or like starved him or something like that. But I also heard that they like took out all of his teeth and then they put them back in his mouth. I don't even know if that's true, but like it's man, I can't even imagine going to like North Korea jail. Sounds bad.
You know it's bad.
What?
This whole episode once every other week because boy, we're getting sidetracked here.
You know what I do in those 2 weeks that I'm not recording?
What?
I take out all of my teeth and I put them back.
I think you accidentally switched a few.
With the molars in the front. It helps me bite apples harder.
Like a whole.
Imagine right now. Stop. If
What
you're
are those
driving,
carrots over there?
close your eyes, and picture a person with the molars in the front of their mouth.
Business in front, party out back.
Ooh, man! Imagine if you bit your tongue with those front teeth in the back. Yee.
I'll take the jawbreaker in the front, please.
Yeah.
Man. Your finest jawbreaker in the front, please.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway, let's move on to the next story. I'm going to end with a horrible one right here as blood drips on sleeping woman's face from ceiling caused by rotting body on floor above.
You want to read that one more time?
Blood drips on sleeping woman's face from ceiling caused by rotting body on floor above.
Ooh.
So this lady who lived on the floor, this is in El Paso, Texas.
It was actually 3 floors up, too.
Oh, my God. 3 doors down, too. Anyway, so apparently this lady, I don't know how they have such little information about her. They said she's aged between 55 and 70.
Yeah, that's a big gap.
Yeah. Anyway, she died of
These are the golden years.
Golden Girls. She died of natural causes and was laying on her carpeted floor, I guess, for 5 to 6 days. and I guess she began to turn into jello, which we all do. And the lady was
the
like,
bloat. The bloat got her.
oh God. Oof. That's one of them enemies in a video game. You got to shoot a couple times and then stand back. They like this. And you're like, oh, it's Blooder.
Yeah.
Anyway, poor lady. I'm very sorry. Don't shoot her. But apparently this lady was like falling asleep at 4 a.m. or was asleep, and she heard dripping noises, and she thought it was rain, and she saw blood which was dripping from her ceiling, and it was hitting her in the face. I can't imagine. Do you think like the coroners or like whoever was looking into it, like, do we fucking tell her, or do we just like be like, oh, rusted pipe?
Yeah, that's rust water.
Yeah, I mean, she's gonna find out eventually, and I think you kind of have to, because like, what if she had some bloodborne illness and?
Yep. What would be worse? This scenario that you're talking about,
or
like
getting all
you're
my
in this
teeth pulled out
apartment?
and then put back in?
No.
Okay.
I mean, that's not what I was going with, but you're in an apartment and obviously there's people above you, and blood starts falling on your sleep. Falling on your sleep.
I had a pint in my mouth. Sorry.
Or you live in a single-story house and blood starts dripping on your face from the ceiling. Which one's worse?
Do I have an attic?
Yeah.
See, is it? Oh shit. What? Yeah, I mean, like a dead animal's blood dripping on your face is better than
raccoon.
Yeah, but that's better than a dead person, right?
Easily, but also probably has more illnesses.
You know what? You might be right.
Yeah.
At least you got a good story. Like, no one wants to hear the story of like, oh, there's a dead raccoon in my ceiling and blood dripped down on my face when I was sleeping. But everyone's like, there was a dead person above you and it leaked through the floor and it dripped on your face. That's a
can't even look at you.
That's a first day on the job, like entry level, like, hey, tell us something about yourself type anecdote.
So you're standing in the corner.
It's a good anecdote. I've never been the same. But shit, man, I don't know. It's all bad news bears to me.
It's true.
But
it's true. It's all bad.
I feel bad for that.
Sometimes it's all bad.
I mean, but I feel so bad for the lady who died too, who's like, I didn't want to be known as the person who dripped on someone's face. Like, there's no dignity in that. Sorry, is that too graphic for you? Are you thinking of?
No.
I know you're thinking.
No.
I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. Stop. Anyway.
Okay. I got one more here. Woman trespasses Miami high school and poses as a student to gain Instagram followers.
Oh, I fucking heard about that.
Oh, boy. That's rough.
She was 28? 29?
Yeah. I think 28. That's rough.
Obviously, it's a little rough because she's like, I look like I'm in high school. And everyone's like, who's that older lady?
Whose mom is here?
I'm 29. We can say that. David's 42. He can say that.
Yeah, I could say it.
He said it.
I can say whatever the fuck I want. I said it.
We might be able to do that because we could pass as high school students.
If I shave, yeah, easily.
No.
Yeah, too weathered.
Your face has that alcoholic red to it.
I've had too much pain in my life.
I can't.
They can smell the pain.
See, your face has a nice alcoholic red, and my face is red with blood from my neighbor upstairs.
Yeah, you gotta get that cleaned out, bud.
I don't get it.
Shovel her out. Get the snow shovel.
Put her down the garbage disposal. You know, if a body gets mushy enough, you could fit anything down the garbage disposal.
It's true.
Your landlord will always tell you that you're not supposed to put certain things down there. They're a liar.
Tampons. They always say don't put tampons down there.
Do they?
Yeah. Yeah, I want that garbage disposal from the Flintstones movie.
It's a fucking do something to eat.
That fucking nasty little dinosaur.
David keeps.
If you were a dinosaur, you'd be the garbage disposal.
David keeps shitting in the sink, and I don't think I'm gonna make it many more months. Kill me, please.
Please just put a knife down the garbage
Put some
disposal.
Drano down there. Yabba dabba do it, bitch. Oh, jeez.
I want that dinosaur.
I like the remote where the bird flies out of it and then turns on the TV.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Pretty good. Anyway, so should we just like tell these stories already?
Yeah, I probably should.
Mine's a longer one, so I should probably.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Probably should let me know that.
Sorry, dude. Sorry.
Yeah,
So
be right back.
let's get into it.
Just keep going. You're good.
So my story is about a man by the name of John Bingman.
Bingman.
John Bingman, the clock tower watcher. Tick tock, David. Tick tock.
All right, I'm back.
Okay, so let's get into this.
I'm not gonna edit that out.
Now, don't. Now
It's too much work.
Now, David, serial killers are all the rage when it comes to podcasts. Am I right?
Yeah.
The only thing more talked about than serial killers are political opinions by Ben Shapiro or something. I don't know.
I was gonna say trains.
Yeah,
A lot of train
let me
podcasts
tell you
these
something.
days.
Let me tell you something about the politics. What does Ben Shapiro talk about? It doesn't matter. So,
You see that video of him buying that plank of wood at Home Depot?
no.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, there's a video of him outside of a Home Depot, and he's saying like something about like why you should shop at Home Depot. And he's like, I bought this at Home Depot, and he's got a single plank of wood that's like a foot long, and he has it in the fucking Home Depot bag. He's not just holding the plank of wood. He has this little ass piece of wood in a bag.
You mean a big ass piece of wood in a wait? It's a big piece of wood or a tiny piece of wood?
It's not big. It's like maybe 2 feet long.
Is it a
maybe.
tiny piece of wood, but it looks big next to him?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And he's holding
Yeah.
it, and he just keeps going. Facts don't care about feelings. Feelings. I don't fact the feeling. You know. Ben
I
Shapiro.
could honestly say I don't think I've ever heard a thing he's ever said. I can't make a quote from him.
I don't.
It's not worth
Just
it.
the voice. I just heard the voice, and it's all there. So
I'd rather watch that kid playing the Joker in high school than Ben Shapiro. And I've seen that video a lot. I'd rather just rewatch
he's just
that.
grading. They should have just got somebody with a better voice. He's like,
Yeah.
my voice doesn't matter. You're like, yeah, it does. Anyway, so let's get into this. I already said this. Ben Shapiro, serial killer. Yeah, they're all the rage on the podcast. Am I right? He's going to sue me. Ted Bundy this, Jeffrey Dahmer that. Well, here at Camp Strange, we tried to stray away from those heavy hitters because of so much attention, of how much attention they already get, and we don't want to be telling you the same stories you've already heard 5 times over, which we probably already have done a couple of times. Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah.
Well, today I would like to tell you about a killer not of the serial kind, but of the spree kind. You see, I know you're about to ask, David, what's the difference? You see, a serial killer is typically a person who murders 3 or more people, usually in service of abnormal psychological gratification, with the murders taking place over more than a month and including a significant period of time in between them. While a spree killer is someone who kills 2 or more victims in a short time in multiple locations. And it's usually under a month, I believe, as well.
Yeah, they don't use that because it doesn't sound as sexy as serial killer.
Exactly.
You hear serial killer, you're like, ooh. If you heard spree killer, you'd be like, oh.
Was he killing that bad candy?
You shut your mouth.
You like spree?
I love sprees.
You couldn't even tell me what sprees taste like. I feel like they're just like
Gotta get the sour type. Oh, baby.
are they
Load me
chewy?
up.
I thought they were just like hard. I thought they were like bingo tokens.
They're a little bit in the middle.
Okay. Anyway, you sound like a spree killer. I'm gonna get your shirt that just says spree killer.
But in the candy spree font.
That'd be fun.
That'd be good.
That'd be
New merch coming
yeah.
out.
Can people wear that in public? Spree killer, and then we'll get
I've seen people wear way worse things.
I've seen people way worse than us too. But should we get like a serial killer one that's like written in like the Fruit Loops font though? And then like
No, I feel like that's already been done. That's outplayed.
Yeah, you're right. Spree hasn't been done.
Spree killer that's an open
And
market.
people are like, "What's that font?" And he's like, "It's Spree." And they're like, "What's Spree?"
Well, I'm gonna go spree killer
And then they go, it's kind of like a Clark bar.
shirt.
Anyway, so I'm just going to keep
shirts.
going before you start Googling, dude. This story's long. So this spree killer story, like I was going to say, this man killed 6 people in just under a month, which in turn classifies him as a spree killer. And this spree killer story has always interested me, and I've actually spoke of him before on this pod. But today I will be telling you about the gory and horrifying, let me underline that and bold that again, horrifying details of the murders committed by the Vampire of Sacramento, Richard Chase.
Boy, our 2 stories are going to be so vastly different. It is incredible.
Oh, jeez. Is yours?
This is a good case of like black and white.
Okay.
Like night and day.
Yeah. Well, we have a little bit for everything. Unlike Spree, it has nothing for no one. So let's get into it. And David, I have to say, there will be parts in this where I don't know if I should. I could summarize up some of the horrible details. I don't want to go into detail, but literally, I read probably the worst thing I've ever read about a murder. And it was so bad that it's not even on the Wikipedia. I had to go to like Murderpedia and find it. And I was like, holy shit. I want to read it so people know, because I think people are curious, but we feel bad about saying it. So I don't know where I land on this, but we'll get to that point when we get to that point.
Yeah, I guess we could just put a disclaimer.
Yeah, because it's, oh my God. Anyway, let's just do this. So born in 1950. Oh, like I've said, okay, well, let's get into it. Fuck it. So born in 1950, Richard, a quiet boy, grew up, like Bingman.
Yeah, does he have real toys? Is it quiet toys?
Oh, he's got toys, all right. So Richard, a quiet boy, grew up in a strict and abusive household, as his dad would often fly into fits of rage, beating Richard black and blue. This abuse led to Richard becoming an alcoholic at a very early age, and in turn, heavy drug use followed. So already just like a horrible start.
They all start the fucking same.
Yeah, I mean we're gonna tell you it's either head trauma or abuse or I mean, really the abuse
Both.
the abuse really just like, as we'll read right here. This was also around the time that Richard began to exhibit the signs of the MacDonald triad, which I don't know. We talked. Do you remember that?
I feel like we talked about it a long time ago, so you could do a refresher.
Do you remember any of them out of the 3? It's
wet in the bed.
Yes. So
Killing animals.
yes. One more, dude.
And talking in movie theaters.
No, that's Bingman.
Oh, okay.
Hey, can I have some of your spree?
The third one.
It's another one that like it's very destructive. It's a crime.
Oh, setting fires.
Yes, arson. So animal cruelty, arson, and bedwetting, which is neuresis or something like that. No, can I get a neuresis?
Can we get all 3 of those at once, please?
So then there would be no fire.
Maybe.
So
It's good fire.
But like I said, the abuse like that he suffered from really like stems into a lot of this stuff, because like animal cruelty that people like, I mean, I don't know if this is, I'm not a psychologist, but I feel like it's a power thing where like people who feel like they have no power, they tend to take it out on like things smaller than them. That's why like bullying comes into play. Bedwetting is like another thing that happens when you're scared, and like abuse and stuff. And arson is probably like the same thing about control, or just like letting your rage out probably. So it's
you just have a case of wombat.
What does that mean?
Wetting the bed all the time.
Where's that from?
Quilting with Will.
Oh yeah, that's right. Tim and Eric.
One of the greatest Tim and Eric skits ever.
So, Richard had a number of girlfriends in high school, but none of them lasted too long, since he was unable to get the Royal Palace Guard to stand at attention for very long, if you catch my drift.
You lost me.
The Royal Palace Guard to stand at attention. Boner. After going to see...
Oh,
yeah. Where's my boner at? You guys want to stop listening? Cool. Thank you. So, after going to see a psychiatrist, the doctor told him that he was either suffering from repressed rage, I could have told you that, or mental illness. But soon we would find out likely both. See, the good news, though, was that he could get a boner, but only if, he did certain things, like hit a pig with a sledgehammer or slam a bag of ferrets against a brick wall,
some mink.
So he just... He was just he had to kill animals basically to get aroused, which is the most horrifying thing I could even think of. But the second most horrifying thing, or this might trump the first, is that he was also really into necrophilia. I don't know how you find that out.
Yeah, that's a hard. There's no beginner course for that one.
No, you just go all in and go, kind of like this, but
yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, I don't know. So it's kind of crazy. So Chase also began to develop hypochondria as he matured. Been there, done that. Did he have WebMD? But this is a much higher level of hypochondria. He often, and this is what I always talk about, this is fucking crazy. He often complained that his heart would occasionally stop beating or that someone had stolen his pulmonary artery.
Yeah. That's easy to do.
You know when you wake up in the middle of the night and you gotta feel funny? Hey, which one of you stole my pulmonary artery? Pulmonary.
It's just as common as getting your identity stolen, I swear to God.
Now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put your credit card in one of those fucking weird sleeves so nobody can walk by and demagnetize this shit. And also watch out for a guy with a knife. He will steal your pulmonary artery when you're not looking, while you're taking a picture of the Tower of Pisa. He'll sneak up and snatch. Where's your heartbeat? It's mine now.
When's that boy going to fall over already? I'll wait for it.
He'll fall over.
I want to see all the pizza come out when it falls.
Pizza fountain.
Full of
pizza
it.
fountain. So
cheese.
Here's another cool thing. Here's another cool thing that he would do.
Tomato sauce.
He would hold oranges on his head, believing vitamin C would be absorbed by his brain. Are you listening to what I'm saying?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I got distracted with the pizza.
Oh, okay.
I distracted myself.
So he would hold oranges on his head, believing vitamin C would be absorbed into his brain via diffusion. Harmless, funny.
I mean, that's like a really smart, stupid idea. Really stupid, smart idea.
Yeah. It's
I would never think of that because I don't understand how fusion works.
No, diffusion.
Yeah, that too.
Fusion is what happens in a nuclear reactor, I believe.
Yeah, sure. It fuses together. Sorry, continue.
Anyway, yeah, it's dumb until it works, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who knows it? That might have been working. We just never tried that one. I could definitely tell you that no one's taken my pulmonary artery recently, but
that you know of.
True. They have switched my teeth with my molars, and good God, I can't drink through a straw no more. So, Chase, this is the part that I always brought up. Chase also believed that his cranial bones had become separated and were moving around. So he shaved his head to be able to watch this activity.
Yeah, he's sick.
Yeah, he thought his bones were growing backwards and like in his head, and the bones were moving around, and he didn't have enough blood, and if he didn't have enough blood, his heart would shrink. It's crazy shit. I mean,
yeah, that does not sound like a fun way to live.
It's more than hypochondria. That's you don't Google that one. You just act on it. You just start drinking blood, which my boy did. So Chase moved out of his home for a little while, but as an adult ended up moving back in with his mother, which was short-lived as he believed that his mother was actually trying to murder/poison him. Which, again, is the whole paranoia thing, which kind of ties into hypochondria. Chase rented an apartment with friends. How did he have friends? Anyway, that's mean to say. I don't mean that, but
But how?
But, yeah. I feel like every conversation would be like, yo, you guys watched, that new Mortal Kombat movie? And he's like, my fucking bones are moving! They're like, yeah, Richard, you're going to have to stop that, man.
They're like, yeah, that was in the movie, right? Yeah.
They're like, is he quoting it? And he's like, I need to drink blood. And they're like, is he still quoting it? He's like, which one of you fuckers? Someone's like, I can't find my iPhone. He's like, I can't find my pulmonary artery. Which one of you took it?
By the way, sidetrack real quick. Don't watch Mortal Kombat. Go watch the show Invincible.
Oh,
to all the
I want to
listeners.
see Mortal Kombat. I also heard Invincible is very good.
Invincible is incredible.
No, it's Invincible.
Show the
It's
year.
fucking Invincible. Not
fucking awesome.
incredible. So, Chase rented an apartment with friends, and Chase's roommates complained that he was constantly under the influence of alcohol, marijuana, and LSD. Cool guy. Chase would also walk around the apartment nude. Cool guy. Even in front of company. Cool guy.
Yeah.
Chase's roommates demanded that he move out. When he refused, the roommates moved out instead. Like I said, how did somebody like move into an apartment with him and we're like, we're friends, Richard? Like, they must have only been like friends at the bar. Like, oh, Richard likes to drink. We've been at the bar together. We sometimes like talk about his bones.
It's funny because almost all the things you stated, I've lived with someone who did all those.
Okay. You're right. This is not that out of hand yet.
It's really not that strange when you're in college, I guess.
Yeah, the naked in front of company is probably not very cool.
As funny.
So, were you the roommate?
Nah.
So, but we're going to get into more stuff that he's done. So, once alone in the apartment, you never leave him. Don't leave the boy alone.
Please no.
You don't know what he could get into alone. Don't leave the whole sleeve of Chips Ahoy on the counter. The boy's alone. He's going. His appetite cannot be satiated. He kept yelling, I don't have, my bones are moving. I don't have enough blood in my body, and I don't have enough cookies in my stomach. And he ate the whole fucking sleeve.
I just can't get over how like terrifying every moment of this guy's life must have been. Holy
Dude,
shit. You think your fucking skull's moving, you don't have enough blood, people are stealing shit out of your heart, like sounds
like my
awful. I'd probably start killing a bunch of people
Sounds
too.
like my fucking ex-girlfriend. She took my whole heart, man.
Man.
Don't let my current girlfriend hear that. I didn't mean it, man.
All she did was leave the cholesterol.
She take the heart, but leave the fucking cholesterol. I need that.
I earned that buildup.
When I get to hell, I'm showing the devil what I've accumulated.
You'll know it's all from Nightmare Whoppers.
So, once alone in the apartment, Chase began to capture, kill, and disembowel various animals, which he would then devour raw, sometimes mixing the raw organs, oh my god, with Coca-Cola in a blender and drinking the concoction.
You know what makes him a real animal?
That it wasn't raspberry Coke?
Putting a carbonated drink in a blender. Who does that? Psychopath.
I don't know. I've never heard of anybody really doing that, to be honest.
Yeah. It's only psychopaths do that.
You only put uncarbonated juices, right?
You gotta at least let the Coke sit for 3 days before you put it in a blender.
But he needs a liquid.
That's the rule.
My boy.
That's the rule.
He's one of those guys who goes, I don't like to taste the water.
Oh, God.
You got to remember, this was before Mio, of course.
Yeah, true. I can't live without my Mio.
I don't get, like, teach their own, but I don't get people who are like, I hate the taste of water. I'm like, it doesn't really
water.
matter. You need it. It's like 70% of your body. Just drink it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I had a friend in college who, he had one of the energy Mios. And he thought you put the whole container into a thing of water.
No.
Because I think he was like studying for finals.
I think
Mio. He drank the.
I think Mio took his pulmonary artery.
Yeah, he did. He ended up. He had spent the night in the hospital.
Are you serious?
I think he was lucky enough to reschedule his final. Like the teacher understood.
Oh, that's what he was. That's what he was lucky enough to do. Not live. He was lucky enough to live.
Well, that too. But everybody knows finals are more important than your life. School is life.
The fun thing about it is he failed that final anyway, so it didn't matter.
He got an extra week and he still failed it.
so all that brain damage from all that Mio, I swear. So, like I said, he's killing animals and like eating organs raw and eating animals raw and then making Coca-Cola horrible shit blender concoctions. Sounds like a 4-year-old who has like a pile of dirt and a cup of water. But yeah, so
oh, God.
Chase believed that by ingesting the creatures, he was preventing his heart from shrinking. And like I said, he feared that if it shrank too much, it would disappear and then he would die.
God damn it. Does the list ever end with this guy?
No, it's fucking horrible. So that's why the horrible things that this guy is about to do does not interest me as much as like his psychological baggage or like what he was suffering from. It sounds like the most terrifying.
His bags
thing.
are packed.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, because of this behavior, Chase spent a brief time in a psychiatric ward in 1973. And in 1976, he was involuntarily committed to a mental institution upon being taken to a hospital after injecting rabbit's blood into his veins.
Ah, that's what type of blood type that rabbit has. Do dogs and cats and rabbits have like A or B or O or
I don't know.
blood types?
You know what?
I've never thought about that.
I've never wanted to know. But
now I'm curious.
Because the day my rabbit need a blood transfusion, the day I realized that I'm too broke to have a rabbit.
Yeah, holy shit.
Seriously, Katie was just talking about on Nextdoor, some lady's cat jumped out of her second story window, broke its leg, and she's spending $8,000 to get leg surgery. And I was like, I can't go in debt over a cat. I probably would because I'm a softie, but I was like, make sure the cats don't go near the windows. I don't want them jumping. I just want to put them in little beds and have them sleep all day because they can't get hurt.
Yeah.
Terrifying. So, like I said, this is how you get blood poisoning, by the way. Injecting blood into your veins.
There it is.
What?
There it is.
He didn't get blood poisoning. He didn't get it.
Yeah. That's insane.
Because he's probably like so fucked up already. His body's like, nah, this is fine. Let this one pass. So the staff nicknamed him Dracula because of his blood fixation, and he broke the neck of 2 birds he caught through the institution's window and then drank their blood. He also extracted blood from the therapy dogs with stolen syringes.
Ooh, those are the best syringes.
The stolen ones?
Yeah.
And I think I brought this up before, but the first blood transfusion was done with like a king and a dog or something like that, where this king drank a bunch of dog blood and got really, really sick and then died.
So I did Google it, the blood types for animals. Mm-hmm. Dogs have 8 different types of blood.
Whoa.
Yeah. Cats have 2.
What do we have? 5, 6, 5?
I think 5.
A, B, O, 8. Well, do you count the negatives and the positives?
I do. I think that matters.
Yeah.
Horses have 30.
Whoa.
Cows have 11.
30?
This shit wild.
Yeah, horses be crazy though.
Yeah.
I went to a ranch last weekend. And
their blood tastes horrible.
God. So Chase was promptly diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, fair, and after undergoing a battery of treatments involving psychotropic drugs, Chase was deemed no longer a danger to society, and sorry, I drank beer, I got hiccups. I can't burp, you know that. And later in
the boy physically can't burp, guys.
Help me. I have too much bubbles in me and too much blood, too.
That's why we drank so much Bogle wine.
It's true. Oh, my God. Sponsor us, Bogle.
We need to get back on the Bogle train. No more recording episodes without Bogle.
True. I have Bogle on the counter over there. I should have busted it open and drank it and pretended like it was blood. So, Chase was deemed no longer a danger to society. Bad move, doctors. And later, in 1976, he was released to his mother's custody. She's just going to go let him eat a whole sleeve of Chips Ahoy again. Don't leave the boy alone, Mom. He's got toys.
The boy needs he needs cookies.
Mom, I need my medicine. Give him a cookie. So Chase's mother weaned him off his medication, and I ain't talking them cookies, and got him his own apartment. The 2 things you don't do is take that guy off medication and get him his own apartment where you can't monitor him. Yes.
He's like, does this apartment come with 2 garbage disposals?
Yeah, but one's just a hole in the deck with David underneath. You can shit in it. It's fine. He initially shared the apartment with roommates. Again, they must have been new roommates. They had to be like Craigslist people who are like, oh, yeah, you seem like you're kind of weird. But apartment with new roommates before all of them moved out, thus leaving Chase on his own again. So mom tried. She's like, "Oh, we'll get you some roommates," and they're all like, "Fuck this," and the mom's like, "Well, I don't want to live with them." So
I don't want to live with a fucking freak.
So this is when, again, he began to capture, torture to death, and then drink the blood of rabbits, dogs, and cats. On occasion, he even killed and ate neighbors' pets, and at least once contacted the neighbor by telephone to explain what he had done. What the fuck, man?
If someone
is that closure?
If someone called me and told me they killed my beloved dog and drank their blood or whatever, I would probably kill them.
Like with a gun?
With my hands.
And drink their blood?
No, I would waste it. I'd pour it in the gutter, and so he knew that his precious blood was wasted.
See, that's a weird thing. Like, would you just beat somebody to like the point of like almost like just keep beating them, or like would you actually like go over there and like kill somebody? Because like then you're going to prison. And people are like, yeah, he shouldn't have killed your dog, but like you can't just kill him, because then Kuma wouldn't have wanted that. But like you could beat him up real bad, like really really bad.
I'd cut off his leg.
Like switch his teeth. Like put the molars in the front.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Oh, that's a good idea. I'll switch his teeth.
Yeah, switch his teeth. They're like, so everybody wins except for him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So at the same time, he developed a fascination for firearms. Oh shit, you don't want to go try to kill this guy. He's got firearms. And purchased several handguns with which he practiced obsessively. He became fascinated by the crimes of the Hillside Strangler. I think that's an LA-based killing. Yeah. You know, I think there's a couple of them.
Because people thought that was Night Stalker as well.
Yeah. But I think it was two mechanics. Cool. So, yeah, I could probably fix your car. Also, how's that neck? I'm going to strangle it?
You like kill sites?
I get you a good deal on that nice strangle. So, but he believed the Strangler was also the victim of the Nazi/UFO conspiracy that he believed he was the victim of. He believed that...
hold on. What? How have we not done that story? Nazi UFO story? What the fuck is this?
Because it's not really a conspiracy, or maybe it is that I don't know about, but it might have been one he just came up with, but he believed that Nazis were in UFOs and like controlling him and telling them that he had to kill or they were going to kill him. And
in the 70s?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So he was trying to communicate with the Nazis or prove that they were real. We'll get into that a little bit more at the end, but
I wonder how hip Hitler would have been in the 70s.
His pants would have been so fucking wide at the knees.
Fucking flock.
You ever seen how wide his pants were at the knees? He had like bunions on his knees. Kneans. What? That's the dumbest joke we've ever fucking said. Yeah, I stopped listening to their podcast when they said Hitler had bunions on his knees and then called them Neans. Really cool.
We're going downhill, man.
So, Chase also began to lose interest in caring for himself. He neglected personal hygiene such as bathing, grooming, and brushing his teeth. His molars in the front and the party in the back. He stopped eating and dropped to a fairly meager weight of 145 pounds. Oh, God, I wish.
I wonder how tall he is.
He looked tall. Oh, let me see how tall he is.
Because 140 pounds looks way different depending on your size.
8'3"? I'm joking. Does it say his height? Where's the serial killer baseball card? I mean, the spree killer baseball card. Oh, he's 5'11". Still,
okay.
That's pretty skinny.
That's pretty skinny.
I thought he was going to be like 6 foot because he looked so skinny. I was like, oh, he must have been like really tall because tall people sometimes get that skinny and look kind of gangly. But 5'11's not tall enough to be looking that skinny. Yeah. Also tall. Yeah, I'm 5'8". Fuck you. So one day in 1977, Chase rang his mother's doorbell. Well, this is cool. Chase rang his mother's doorbell and greeted her by thrusting a dead cat in her face. He then threw the cat to the ground, knelt down, ripped its stomach open with his bare hands, and sucked stuck his hands inside the cat, smearing its blood all over his face while screaming. His mother calmly returned inside the house and did not report the incident to anyone.
Oh, God. At one point, you got to know when the boy's gone bad.
She just like turns and looks at the camera and goes, "That's Richard." And he's like,
applause.
"Ah!"
Dude, I mean, I understand there's a bond between a mother and a son.
Yeah.
But holy shit, if I was a mother and my son did that.
See, I'm complaining about if like my cat breaks its leg. This lady's like, I don't have $8,000 to fix this man. I'm gonna have to go into debt to fix this man.
You could get a bullet for like 15 cents in the 70s.
Just hire you to come over, be like, just go kill this guy's dog. He'll do it for me. So
I'm basically John Wick.
Wait, you're John Bingman.
His real name, John Wick's real name.
There we go. So on August 3rd, 1977, Nevada State Police also discovered Chase's Ford Ranchero lodged in a sand drift near where, David? Pyramid Lake. Do you remember Pyramid Lake?
Vaguely.
It's where all the drowned babies are.
Ah, yes.
It was the Halloween episode, I believe, and so that's kind of creepy in itself. That he drove out to Pyramid Lake, which has a lot of spirit activity, but
that's true.
Pyramid Lake, Nevada. And inside his car were 2 rifles, a pile of clothes, a bucket of blood, and a cow's liver. The officers tracked down Chase, who was naked and screaming in the sand, soaked from head to toe in blood. When questioned, he claimed that the blood was his own and that it had leaked out of him through his flesh. But it turns out the blood was actually that of a cow. So that happened.
It says he's just like screaming, like just non-stop screaming, like that takes so much energy.
See, but that's a weird thing too. Like
I can't even get out of bed.
There's so many different ways to scream, and I don't mean that in like a funny way. I just mean like.
It wasn't funny until you said that.
But you know, like when somebody's like screaming for like chanting or like a ceremonial thing, they're like, oh, and then there's like people who are like, if he thought blood was leaking out of his skin, he's probably like, ah, like horrified screaming. And then there's people like, that's what I don't get. Like, is he dumped that blood on himself and then apparently forgot and then was screaming?
I do that all the time. Yeah. I without the screaming part, but yeah.
Who put this blood on me? Who did this? Anyway, so yeah, I don't really understand like what his maybe it was kind of like yelps, like he's running around the beach being like yeah. You know? Oh, the cat came over. It's concerned for me.
I thought you were gonna lock that thing up.
Little does it know I'm gonna break its leg. It heard the part about him drinking the cat blood, and it was like, continue. Yeah. I'm going to get mad.
You got excited.
I'm going to get mad.
Oh.
No, it's mad. So, Chase began to fascinate more about murder as the days progressed, and on December 27th, 1977, he scratched his first itch with human violence as Chase fired a .22 caliber handgun into the home of a Sacramento woman. A police search of the woman's home found the slug in her kitchen, but luckily no one was harmed. But for Richard, it wasn't enough. So the first thing he did was basically just drive by, shoot a bullet into someone's house, and it luckily didn't hurt anybody, but like that was like his first. You know how serial killers are like, they'll break into a house and they'll just like look around, and then like they go home and they're like, oh, that was like enough for me. So he was kind of like
first little taste.
Yeah, exactly. He was testing the waters, and he was like, oh, that was fun. So 2 days later, December 29th, 1977, Chase ended up killing his first victim in a drive-by shooting. So it only took 2 days for him to be like, oh, it wore off. I need to go do this.
That's so weird, because I feel like a drive-by is such like a impersonal murder.
Oh, exactly. I feel like if there's a serial killer who just did drive-by murders or something like that, they'd be like, oh, yeah, like he just got away with it. for his entire life, because unless somebody like saw the license plate or something like that, because that's something that like you just go. I mean, if you look at Katie and I are watching the Son of Sam documentary, and that's the same thing.
Yeah.
45 caliber gun runs up, shoots somebody through a window, and then runs off. And it's like, it's so weird because it's not about the actual kill for at least Berkowitz, Son of Sam. It was more about the inciting of chaos. You know what I mean? We're like, I mean, that whole documentary is about like maybe he wasn't the only one who did it, which you should check it out. It's a pretty good documentary. I haven't finished it yet though. So, but
who's Sam?
That's what he wrote. That's what somebody.
We need to look into this guy's dad.
That was exactly. It was his neighbor actually, but it's so complicated. You have to watch that documentary. It's like. It was a cult or something. I don't know. It's weird. So, Chase killed his first victim in a drive-by shooting, in an apparent warm-up for the crimes he had planned on committing. The victim was Ambrose Griffin, a 51-year-old engineer and father of two who was helping his wife bring groceries into their home. You see, no one saw the shooter after Ambrose hit the ground because he was outside of his house alone bringing in groceries. But one of Griffin's sons reported seeing a neighbor walking around their East Sacramento neighborhood with a .22 caliber rifle earlier that week. The neighbor's rifle was seized, but ballistic tests determined that it was not the murder weapon. However, it was determined that the .22 used to kill Ambrose Griffin was the same .22 used to fire the bullet into the kitchen of the Sacramento woman's house 2 days prior. So they did
That's just
what?
Shitty forensics in the 70s.
No, they did connect it.
Oh.
No, they basically said that the guy, because one of the kids was like, oh, I saw somebody in our neighborhood who has a .22 rifle, and then they're like, okay, we'll go get it. So they got the guy who had the .22 rifle, checked the ballistics, and they went, no, this is just like some guy's rifle. But then they checked the ballistics from the bullet 2 days prior at the drive-by shooting into the woman's home.
Oh, I thought you were saying the rifle matched the drive-by shooting that didn't kill anybody.
Oh, no. They just said that.
But didn't match the one that did kill.
Yeah, the Ambrose.
Sorry, I got that
the
mixed up.
Ambrose bullet matched the one in the woman's house. So
yeah,
but it was about 2 weeks later is when he started back up, and the high from his first kill wore off. You see, the only thing he did of note during the 2 weeks, they wrote this on their on the website, the Murderpedia thing. So the only thing he did during the 2 weeks off of note was that Chase asked his neighbor for a cigarette and then forcibly restrained her until she gave him the entire pack.
And then he ate them all.
I know. Then he's like, you know, these things are bad for you. They shrink your heart. What? Nothing. I've heard people tell me these are bad for me, but never that. So I'm actually kind of scared now. Maybe he actually got somebody to stop smoking. Maybe like that was a sign.
Yeah.
That guy forcibly taking my whole pack.
That'd make me quit cigarettes if I smoked cigarettes.
No joke. So, after the 2 weeks, he attempted to enter the home of another woman, but finding that her doors were locked, he walked away. Chase later told detectives that he took locked doors as a sign that he was not welcome, but that unlocked doors were an invitation to come inside. Talk about the Vampire of Sacramento, right?
Yeah, that's kind of a shitty rule.
Well, that's how vampires are. You're supposed to invite them in. Like, that's
Sure.
the only way a vampire could get into your house. But, there's been some people like that where it was like, it was a sign from God or wherever they, wherever their mind state's at. Like, that was a sign I was supposed to go in there and kill you, which is terrifying. Lock your doors, people. I don't care what people say. I don't care if you live in a nice neighborhood. Lock your doors. So, while wandering around town, he encountered a girl in a department store named Nancy Holden. I actually saw an interview with Nancy Holden, and this was really creepy.
Wait, what was she holding?
Her teeth. But Nancy Holden, with whom he attended high school with. So they ran into each other in a department store, and she's like, oh, what the fuck? Like, that's Richard Chase. He stinks. And, like, he was covered in, like, dried blood or brown shit or something like that. Maybe real shit.
Yeah, probably real shit.
And he apparently attempted to get a ride from her, but since he smelled so bad and was covered in like dried blood or something, she was like frightened by his appearance. And when he like wasn't looking, she quickly like exited the store and ran to her car as he like followed from in the distance. So like he saw that she was like leaving, and then he started following her and be like, "Can I get a ride?" And she like got in her car and like drove off. Literally,
fuck that.
fucking trust your gut, trust your instincts, man. Because
always.
yeah, be an asshole. Like it's not worth it. Just like, especially somebody who stinks that bad. Like I don't want to invite somebody like that alone.
Don't sit in my car.
Yeah, if somebody smells really bad, just be like, "I'm not giving you a ride." Like that's indicative of other stuff sometimes, you know. And plus, you just don't want a stinky person in your car. I've had people walk through aisles next to me, and they stink up the whole aisle. You like at grocery stores? You live in Oregon.
I live in Eugene, Oregon.
I know.
That's every day, bro.
Good God. So, Richard then went down the street where he broke into the home of a young married couple, stole some of their valuables, urinated into a drawer of their infant's clothing, and defecated on their son's bed. The couple came home while Chase.
How much time did he have?
Well, they weren't there. He probably had one in the chamber. He had two in the chamber.
Yeah, he's ready. Yeah.
He's like, what? I'm gonna pee in the drawer. Oh,
pee on the chicken or the drawer.
Then we got a bed over there. Poo on the sheet. Yeah, okay, I'll do that.
I'm surprised he didn't pee on the bed. Because of wombat.
I would pee on the bed and poo in the drawer.
Yeah, I would too.
Because like if you're
it's more logical.
Yeah, because you got like a little bit of like a toilet situation with the drawer. You pick like the third from the bottom drawer, depending on how the dresser is. How high the dresser is, and then you just kind of squat over it, so you have like a little ledge. But like pee on the bed seems more fun. I've always wanted a pee standing up onto the bed. I usually wombat in the bed.
You've always wanted to do that.
Yeah, because I usually wombat in the bed, and you always want to see what the other side's like, you know?
Yeah.
So
much freedom.
So the couple came home while Chase was still in the house. I like to think he was squatting over the bed. And the husband attacked him, but Chase escaped. Which, like, honestly, if you think about it, if, like, he doesn't have that gun, he's super easy to take down, right?
Yeah.
Because
scrawny bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's not that tough, and he's very weak and skinny. So Chase continued to attempt to enter homes until he came across the home of David and Teresa Wallen. David was at work, and Teresa, 3 months pregnant, was in the middle of taking out the garbage and thus had left her front door unlocked. Jesus Christ. Like, you try to do chores, and they always come back to fucking bite you. That's why I tell Katie, I never take out the trash. You think I'm going to take out the trash? Let somebody come in here and poo on my bed and kill me? Yeah. Not going to happen. That's for me to decide when that happens. So Chase surprised her. Okay. So Chase surprised. No, this is where.
Okay.
This is where.
Okay.
Okay, just get ready.
Oh, God.
This is a little bit. We're getting into disclaimer territory at this point. Okay. So.
Oh, the bad part hasn't happened yet?
No.
Fuck.
I know. Anyway, so I'll try to like PC it up a little bit, but man, I feel like you guys like probably actually want to know this because you're in your cars like listening, and I'm the one who has to say it, and then all you get to listen to it and go, well, at least I didn't have to say it, and I'm having to say it, and somebody I know is gonna listen to it and be like, why'd you say that? And now I'm saying it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Chase surprised her in her home and shot her 3 times, once in the hand and twice in the head, killing her. And it was the same gun used to kill Ambrose Griffin. So they were able to trace the ballistics back to those 2 murders, or the first drive-by and the second drive-by.
Yeah.
Chase then dragged her body to the bedroom and raped it post-mortem while repeatedly stabbing it with a butcher knife.
How do you stab with a butcher knife?
I don't know.
Not that that's super important, but
no, I would have used different verbiage, and I'm trying to. This sounds like we're being insensitive, but we're just trying to have. We're trying to not have that all sink in too deep right now. But I would have said like maybe like hacked, because you don't stab with a butcher knife. It doesn't have a point.
No, there's no like real point to
exactly. It. Oh. Yeah,
come on.
you did
now it's
You did that. You
but it
did
was
that.
not intentional.
So.
Come on, man. I didn't try.
When do you ever?
Man.
So when he had finished, he carved the corpse open and removed several of her internal organs using a bucket to collect the blood and then taking it into the bedroom to bathe in it. I'm not done.
To the bedroom? You can't even take it to the fucking bathroom?
He obviously uses the bedroom as the bathroom, David.
That's true. Not going to argue with that.
He then sliced off her nipple and drank her blood, using an empty yogurt container from the trash as a drinking glass. Before leaving, he went into the yard, found a pile of dog feces, and returned to stuff it in the corpse's mouth and throat.
That's bad.
That's not good.
That's far from good.
Sign me up for dying on my carpet and leaving me there for 5 or 6 days.
Yeah, I'll take that.
I'll take that.
I'll take that.
I'll be drip king. I'll be the drip king. Jesus. David, this is not the worst of it.
Oh, that what?
This is why
it can't get worse.
Well, I started covering it, and then I forgot how bad they were. And on Wikipedia, it doesn't even like cover half of this. But then I went to other websites, and I was like, "Oh no!" But do I put this in or do I not put this in? Because I feel like people want to know this, but like I understand if you don't want to. So maybe just like pause it and jump to David's story, which is probably about like aliens fucking each other or something. So
not far off.
So, on January 23rd, 1978, 2 days after killing Teresa Whalen, Chase purchased 2 puppies from a neighbor, which he then killed and drank their blood, leaving the bodies on the neighbor's front lawn. Jesus.
Young blood.
Yeah, you're right. On January 27th, Chase committed his final murder, or murders. This is the worst. This is the worst. I'm so fucking glad they caught him. I wish they caught him earlier. I really do. But fuck, man, this is so bad. He entered.
Can I skip this part?
Yeah, you have to listen. He entered the home of 38-year-old Evelyn Miroth, who was babysitting her 22-month-old nephew, David. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm going to walk away.
Also present in the home was Evelyn's 6-year-old son, Jason, and Dan Meredith, a neighbor who had come over to check on Evelyn. See, Evelyn was in the bath while Dan watched the children. He went to the front hallway when Chase entered the home and was shot in the head at point-blank range with Chase's same .22 handgun, killing him instantly. So they shot the guy. If this doesn't make sense, the guy came over to check on Evelyn. Evelyn's like, I'm going to take a bath really quick. Can you watch the kids? And the neighbor guy's like, yeah, no problem. So he's watching the 6-year-old and the 22-month-year-old. Richard Chase comes in and shoots him point blank in the head, killing him instantly. Chase then turned the corpse over and stole Dan's wallet and car keys. Jason, the 6-year-old, ran to his mother's bedroom where Chase fatally shot him twice in the head at point-blank range. On the way to killing Jason, Chase also shot David in the head, the 22-month-old. Horrible. Chase then entered the bathroom and fatally shot Evelyn once in the head. He dragged her corpse onto the bed where he did some stuff as well and drank her blood from a series of slices to the back of her neck. Oh, fuck. I don't like reading this. I might skip this part. This is like, it's probably the worst thing I've ever read. Do you want me to read it?
I mean, I don't, but if you think it's important, I mean, I would have gone to this point and been like, "Oh, time to find a new story."
Oh, I know, but I was already in too deep. Basically, he stabbed her in the butt a couple times, like inside the butt, and then I'm just gonna make this a little bit PC. And then after he stabbed her inside, he cut her open and then drank more blood. And then
This is the PC version?
Yeah, because it's the graphic, the details. And then there's like the baby. He ate some of the brains of the baby.
Jesus. Wow.
Yeah. And then, okay, so outside, a 6-year-old girl whom Jason Moroth had a play date with knocked on the door, startling Chase. He fled the residence, stealing Dan Meredith's car. And when that happened, the girl alerted the neighbors, and the neighbors broke into the Maroth home where he discovered the bodies and contacted the authorities. Upon entering the home, police discovered that Chase had left perfect handprints and perfect imprints of the soles of his shoes in Evelyn's blood. So he just like totally left a trail. I'm not going to read the thing. He took the baby's body and did other stuff. I literally can't read that because that is the worst thing I've ever read in my entire life. Maybe I'll tell you off pod, but if you want to know about it, you can go on Murderpedia and read it because I will not read that out loud. It's horrible. So after
I don't want to tell my story anymore.
it's okay, David. You didn't do this. You didn't. We're just two podcast guys who are people have read worse stuff. We usually stick to the funny, and we have been most of this episode, but sometimes it just it gets in there. It seeps in there. I don't know how it got in, but it got in. Yeah, I wrote it, but like it got in. So after the Wayland murder, FBI agents, these two FBI agents were called in to investigate. They compiled a profile of the killer, and they determined that the killer would be tall, malnourished, a loner, physically unclean, and that most importantly, he would continue to kill. 5 days after the mass murder and after hearing the FBI profile, Nancy Holden, the lady in the store holding her teeth, contacted police saying she believed Richard Chase could be the killer. The police ran a background check on Chase where they came across his registration of a .22 caliber semi-automatic pistol. Detectives and a team of police went to Chase's apartment where they asked to speak with him. Chase refused, and the detectives and the police hid down the hallway and waited for Chase to leave, arresting him when he left the apartment carrying a blood-stained box. His parka and a shoe, which were likewise blood-stained. Really caught red-handed. Seriously.
Yeah.
Inside were pieces of shredded, blood-soaked wallpaper and the blood-stained .22 in which he had committed his murders. Literally carrying out the weapon he used in the crime. Chase claimed that the bloody wallpaper and the bloody gun were a result of his killing several dogs. When the police performed a search of Chase's person, they found that he was carrying Dan Meredith's wallet, who he had just murdered back at the home.
Yeah.
Detectives performed a search of Chase's apartment. They found the walls, floor, ceiling, refrigerator, and all of Chase's eating and drinking utensils soaked in blood. On the counter was the blender Chase used to make his smoothies, and it was caked in coagulated blood and the rotting matter of internal organs. Inside the inside the refrigerator.
Fuck. I don't want to do this anymore.
David got up. He's leaving. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. I didn't even read the worst part of the story. Literally, think of the worst. I'm not even going to read it, but think of the worst thing you could think of, and then think of something even worse than that, and it's that. And it's worse than that. Anyway, so inside the refrigerator, police found several animal body parts wrapped in aluminum foil, David's brains in a Tupperware container, and pieces of his body wrapped in saran wrap, and several of Evelyn Maroth and Teresa Whalen's internal organs. On another counter was several pet collars. On his kitchen table, he had spread out numerous diagrams depicting various aspects of human biology. In 1979, Chase stood trial on 6 accounts of murder in order to avoid the death. He stood trial on 6 counts of murder. In order to avoid the death penalty, the defense tried to have Chase found guilty of second-degree murder, which would result in a life sentence instead. Their case hinged on Chase's history of mental illness and the lack of planning in his crimes, evidence that they were not premeditated, which is, of course, the difference between first-degree and second-degree murder. I don't think they were planned, honestly. He seemed like he was just... No. They were planned in the sense of, like, I'm going to kill somebody, but not, like, premeditated. Like, I'm going to kill this person specifically. He was just kind of yanking on doors. On May 8th, the jury found Chase guilty of 6 counts of first-degree murder, because they didn't care, which is fair. I would have probably said first-degree murder, too, once you knew what I knew. The defense asked for a clemency hearing in which a judge determined that Chase was not legally insane, and Chase was sentenced to die in the gas chamber. Waiting to die, Chase became a feared presence in prison. The other inmates, including several gang members, aware of the graphic and bizarre nature of his crimes, feared him, and according to prison officials, they often tried to convince Chase to commit suicide, too fearful to get close enough to him to kill him themselves. Chase also granted a series of interviews during which he spoke. What's that noise? Do you hear that?
Ambulance?
What the fuck is that? Wait, we might have to edit this. Wait, what the fuck? What is that? What is that? What the fuck? Oh, they're cleaning the shitter! They have pipes going down in the shitter! They got pipes going down in the sewer. They're cleaning the shitter.
Oh, God. How loud is it?
Can you hear it? Oh, my God. It's
I think a little
fucking loud, man. It's loud for me. I feel like I could hear it.
Well, maybe we just cut my story, huh?
No. I mean, maybe. But, I mean, if you want to. I don't know how long yours is. But, here. We're just going to wrap this up real quick, okay? Because this is the last, literally, like, 4 sentences.
Damn sewer people.
So, fuck. It's actually very appropriate for the story. Just a bunch of shit.
Just start throwing water balloons at them. It's not illegal.
You're right. So, like I was saying, let me get back to this. Bizarre nature. They kept asking him, they kept trying to convince him to kill himself. Like I said, because all of them were too afraid to get close enough to kill him themselves. Chase also granted a series of interviews during which he spoke of his fears of Nazis and UFOs, as we spoke of earlier. Claiming that although he had killed, it was not his fault. He had been forced to kill to keep himself alive, which he believed any person would do. He asked the interviewer to give him access to a radar gun with which he could apprehend the Nazi UFOs so that the Nazis could stand trial for the murders. Here's my favorite part. Okay. He also handed the interviewer a large amount of macaroni and cheese, which he had been hoarding in his pants pockets, believing that the prison officials were in league with the Nazis and attempting to kill him.
And that the mac and cheese had to do with what?
I think he thought that it was poisoned. So he's like, test this, see if it's poisoned. And they're like,
this is 6 months old, so yeah.
It's rotten, it's poison. And on December 26th, day after Christmas, 1980, a guard doing cell checks found Chase lying awkwardly on his bed, not breathing. An autopsy determined that Chase committed suicide with an overdose of prison doctor-prescribed antidepressants that he had been saving up for the last few weeks. And that's the story of Richard Chase. Honestly, I'm way more interested in his psychology and less in the murders, but guess what? You can't have one without the other, it seems like. And I didn't even read the worst part to you, and I'll tell David off pod and ruin his night. So
yeah, you already have.
Yep, I tend to do that.
Wow, Alex, really good story.
There is no gap in between these.
There was not a 24-hour gap between that story and this now story. We definitely are not taking 2 days to record this train wreck.
I think it's for the best, though, because like mine was – we needed a day to process what I just read.
Yeah, I needed to sleep on it and then
I told more.
I guess
I told more details to David off camera, and now he's mad at me. He said he's just returning this call, and then he needs a year off from what I told him.
It was the last straw.
Oh, dude!
I didn't mean that.
Okay. Oh no!
Now,
it doesn't.
Once it came out of my mouth, I hope no one gets what I just did. I hope everybody shields themselves from the horrors.
Yeah, if you really want to know, just go to like Murderpedia and then read like the very end of what he did. And I just can't read it. It's the most horrifying thing I've ever read. So It is the last straw.
It feels weird not doing a news story.
Yeah, kind of.
So I've got one here. No, I'm kidding. I didn't.
I thought you were actually going to do it.
No. All right, Tobin. So today's story is a little different from our usual topics, but interesting none the least.
Bless.
Now, I knew I did that wrong. God damn it.
Takes another drink of beer.
Now, this is a story I had heard about years ago, but completely forgot about it. And I'm curious if you are aware of it. Not just you, Tobin, but the listeners. And this is the story of the Voyager's Golden Records.
I have no idea what that is.
Well, so do you know about the NASA Voyager program?
No, it sounds familiar, like the word, but I don't want to guess the wrong thing or guess the right thing if you're going to tell it. So I don't really know.
So it's pretty awesome. Like, I feel like everybody should look into it because it's a really cool thing we did. So the Voyager program is an ongoing American scientific program that employed 2 robotic interstellar probes, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. And yes, I did copy and paste that from Wikipedia. So the 2 probes were launched in my favorite year, which is another fun, wild fact that I need to add to my list of 1977.
That's your favorite year?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Talk about it all the time.
But what other things happened? Oh, did the Portland Trailblazers win?
They won the big one.
I knew it.
Star Wars: A New Hope came out in theaters.
Oh, wow.
And the last public guillotine execution in
Paris happened. That is a good year. You know, people say like that's a good year. That was a good year.
77 was a great year. And yes, I did say 1977, and I did say ongoing. You might forget space big, space mega big, space bigger than David. Sorry, but yeah, the Voyagers were sent to zip on by, the Voyager was sent to zip on by Jupiter and Saturn to collect data to be transmitted back to ARF. And I did type that out, ARF. Yeah.
It was just gonna go by Jupiter and Saturn, and then just be like, they're still there.
Well, I'm not sure what the initial plan was. That like they were kind of like, oh, we'll see what happens, or if they're just like their main goal was to go that way and then just keep going. But so after the first Voyager was launched, it was decided that we would send numero 20 to Uranus and Neptune to do the same, collect data and transmit the info back to ARF. So these 2 old 70s space computers are still intact and operating to this day. And they are past the outer boundary of the heliosphere in interstellar space, which, to sum up, it is out of the sun's domain and still sending us data from what's beyond our vision.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
See, I mean, I always hear
fucking crazy.
Yeah, but I always also hear the fact too. We're like, oh, will it keep going until like if it doesn't break, will we keep getting hit with like radars because transmissions? Because I heard the fact that it's always a bad podcast when I got to bring up Hitler twice.
Yeah,
with his leg bunions. Yeah. So I always hear the fact that like, oh, that's like the first thing transmitted on radio. So if aliens, if our radio waves ever hit an alien planet, they'll go. The first thing they'll ever hear is Hitler giving a speech or something like that.
I've never heard that.
Which sounds like Mars Attacks, ironically. You know,
great movie. Hello, and they put the lady's head on a chihuahua.
I like when they make Jack Black into a skeleton.
Yeah, he got all boned up.
Yeah.
He's just bones now.
I hope he never dies and becomes bones. Jack Black is a national treasure.
That'd be great. Love
what
me some
would?
JB.
He just lives forever?
Yeah.
Yeah, I elect him.
Especially if he was like the last living thing and he was forced to entertain for no seeing eyes.
He'd still do it too, because Jack Black's just that kind of guy.
He's never in character because that's just his character.
You're right. That's why Kyle's his favorite actor.
Yeah.
He's Kyle's favorite actor. Fuck. Sorry. Anyway.
So Stephen J. Pine, I didn't Google him, I'm assuming he works for NASA, said Voyager did things no one predicted, found scenes no one expected, and promises to outlive its inventors. Like a great painting or institution, it has acquired an existence of its own, a destiny beyond the grasp of its handlers.
Whoa.
So it's been documented that Voyager 1 is currently traveling at... You want to guess how fast it's moving?
There's no gravitational pull. It's in space. I don't know how I always assume that like things in space just travel as fast as like you throw them initially. Correct? Like the guy who hit the golf ball off the moon. You know? I don't know.
But the golf ball didn't have thrusters.
Oh, that thing has thrust.
Yeah, you know what? No.
It don't have gasoline no more.
Yeah.
It's been 40 years.
That's a good point. No slowing that baby down.
I'm going to go ahead and guess there's no miles in space, but I'm going to go ahead and say 35 miles per hour.
35 miles per hour, huh?
It's way faster. I've seen things in space floating, and they don't seem like they're going fast.
That's dramatic effect. So the Voyager 1 is currently traveling at 37,932 miles per hour.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Isn't that insane?
It's been traveling that fast for 40 years. I bet there's like a ladybug on there going, when is this ride gonna stop?
It was frozen in space, but it's still alive and it can still see.
It gets thawed out every single time it comes next to a star, and it gets thawed out for like a second because it's going so fast. So it's like a warm up for like That's the funniest. We need to write this story. There's a grasshopper and a ladybug that literally get de-thawed for about 30 seconds. Every time they come close to a star, they have a quick conversation and then frozen again for the next
But we make
years.
it really deep and about life, and we find an animation studio and we get it on Love, Death, and Robots.
Yeah, or like Adult Swim. I feel like they'd greenlight that one.
By the way, did you watch season 2?
Of what?
Love, Death, and Robots.
No, not yet.
No, it's pretty short.
Oh.
So yeah, 37,932 miles per hour, and it is 1.4090 times 10 to the 10th power miles away from the sun.
That means nothing to me.
AKA 14.2 billion miles from Earth as of April 2021.
Oh my god.
That boy cruising.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So although these two Voyagers have been providing Earth with incredible information, this is not a one-way street of information. On board,
how does that thing not like break up into a million pieces?
That's what I'm confused about. How is it avoiding everything?
I mean, like you said, space big, and it's probably just getting lucky. But I heard there's like some like asteroid belts around. You know,
You can only get so lucky for so long.
I've heard there's some asteroid belts.
Yeah, a guy told me.
But like, also, what is it reading going that fast? It's like there's something right there. There's something right. There's something right there. There's something right. There's something right there.
Yeah.
Or there's nothing right next to me at all. Apparently.
I would love to watch like a 3-hour-long documentary explaining it all to me so I could pretend like I know what's going on, but
it's probably like a sonar. Literally, we are the dumbest people to talk about this. So, like, if you guys actually know, just don't listen to us. But I picture it kind of like a sonar being like, there's something right here. We're just kind of shooting out in different directions and seeing what's around.
They're smart. They'd put on Twitch, live stream it.
Actually, that'd be crazy.
I'd watch it. If
Yeah.
it's going 37,000 miles per hour,
I turned it on. I turned it on my computer for 2 seconds, and I threw up.
I turn it on. Turn it on. I run the treadmill.
I became permanently. I have cataracts now. That fucked with my vision. It made me nearsighted when I watched it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was saying the information doesn't go one way because on board, both Voyagers were placed the golden records.
Oh.
Yeah, NASA describes these records as a kind of time capsule. And when I say records, I mean like a,
Like a vinyl?
yeah.
No fucking way.
Yeah, it's a phonogram. So this information was intended to communicate a story of Earth to any lucky extraterrestrials to find them. The records are phonograph records measuring at 12 inches, gold-plated copper disc containing sounds, music, and images selected to provide the diversity and life on Earth.
Oh my God, that's better than a time capsule. And you know what the other thing is?
Some Mountain Dew.
We're racing Hitler to the aliens.
We gotta beat them.
We gotta beat them. Come on, make that shit go faster.
So,
cut off the dead weight.
So first, let's talk about the music. Being the year 1977.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
I know you're gonna say Grateful Dead, right?
No.
Oh, what? Really?
No.
Jackson Brown, Doctor My Eyes.
Well, you have to think about the fact that this is supposed to represent the world.
Oh.
So it's not just all American music.
Vuvuzela?
Yeah, there's probably Vuvuzela.
and Mongolian throat music.
There actually is some of that, I believe.
Holy shit.
So yeah, being that it's the year 1977, there are no songs by DaBaby.
Let's go.
Which is why we need to make a new, faster, stronger Voyager to catch the older one and destroy both of them, carrying only a DaBaby and gameplay of Among Us and every season of Rick and Morty.
We gotta throw some young Sheldon on there.
Yeah, some young shows, they know we're smart.
The aliens have killed themselves.
Sending Rick and Morty out there, what if they're not smart enough to get it? I don't want to.
Smartest show on TV.
Yeah. So the music selected contains a lot of classical music like Beethoven, or Beethoven, Bach, and Mozart. But it also contains a lot of cultural songs like panpipes and drums from Peru, Navajo Indians' night chants, and some more American classics like Chuck Berry's Johnny Be Good.
Okay.
That's a cut.
That's it. I was going to say.
That's a banger.
I was a little upset because, of course, we have to be all-inclusive because it is the entire Earth. But if you're going to keep throwing, like these classical things on there where you're just like, oh, yeah, they need Mozart and stuff. And it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. But,
yeah, it's amazing.
But I do, forget Bach and put, some Bachman Turner Overdrive on there. Ain't seen nothing yet. Baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet.
I mean, they got Johnny Be Good. That's a classic.
That's a good one. I would also put maybe it's another song that just hits my ear so fucking right every time. I think it's one of the best sonically sounding songs. It just sounds good. Build Me Up, Buttercup.
Yeah, that's a good one. You can't not
so
smile and dance to that.
It's so good. It's like
you get so loose listening to it.
I always want to eat a Reese's, but so when I hear that,
you ain't got no Reese's.
So when I hear that, I go, do they know how the gold mine they were sitting on when they recorded this? They're like, this is.
Oh yeah. Oh,
they had to have, right?
They had to have.
Yeah.
Still holds up. I always think of that gasoline fight.
Oh wait, no, that's a different song.
Is it?
From Zoolander?
Yeah. What song is that?
I got the boom boom into my heart.
Very similar, though. Kind of has the same groove to it.
Why do you build me up, buttercup?
Just slow her down. Oh, I'm getting mixed up. Is there's something about Mary? Ben Stiller.
You're right. Another Ben Stiller jam.
Yep.
They should put that on the record.
They should just send all of his movies.
Him just going, have you seen my wiener?
Okay. So so you can find a good chunk of this playlist on Spotify.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Someone a user made it. So you can type in music from Earth and it'll pop up. It's music from Earth and then Voyager Golden Record, and it's made by Spotify user Nirvanis. So thank you, Nirvanis, for that. But you know, a lot of those songs are not there because a lot of them were like customly recorded for this exact thing. Like,
yeah, a lot of it's like drums and like pan flute and stuff like that. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
So
I put like a bird chirping on there. That'd be kind of fun.
Well, you know, it said that there were sounds, and so I believe there were some like earth sounds on it.
The ocean would be scary to hear.
Yeah,
I'd be like,
they probably put like a waterfall or like a nice creek.
Yeah,
Some
little humming
grasshoppers.
Yeah, no, there's one on the Voyager.
That's right. They don't need that. That's the live performance at 7:00.
We should have put another sounding bug on there, like a cicada or something.
No, that's an awful sound.
That thing hibernates for a while. That would have been a good one to put on there.
True,
but they're horrifying. So
yeah. So let's talk about forts, couch forts. Let's talk about the photos that Earth's greatest minds found vital to share with potential alien life.
Okay, is this on a record too?
Yeah, it's a phonogram.
But that doesn't produce images.
It can. Phonograms can.
It just goes Taj Mahal, picture of Taj Mahal.
Taj Mahal is included.
Whoa.
Good one. You want to guess another one?
I'm
going to give you 5 guesses.
Okay. How many? Is there 5 images?
They are very like almost anything goes.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and say we got a couple big ones up there. I don't want to say Great Wall of China.
That's there.
Okay, so I got 2
I'm
of them.
counting it. You got
okay.
one.
Oh,
you got 2. You got 2.
Yeah, I got 2. The Eiffel Tower.
You know, I don't think that was one of them.
Okay. I want to say Grand Canyon.
I honestly don't think that was on there either. But it's not just places. Think about that.
Oh, it's not just places. What does that mean? It's a photo. Oh, Morgan Freeman. You got the rest of them because it's just all Morgan Freeman. It's 3 more pictures of Morgan Freeman. It's the Taj Mahal, the Great Wall of China, and 3 pictures of Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
just tell me the next 3.
So now there is actually 116 images on the record.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. So there's a big list for you to choose from. Yeah. So buckle up because I'm going to describe each one in excruciating detail.
Is it weird that 96 of them are Morgan Freeman? So we got to get it.
Weird.
Freckles, gray hair, we get it.
We got a young Morgan. We got a middle-aged Morgan. We got a free Freeman. He's running a field naked.
Oh, can you send me that one? I don't believe you.
Can't believe you haven't seen that one.
Send it to me.
Okay, but I'm not going to describe all of them, but I will try to go over some good ones, and I'll go in order on how they appear on the record. So the first one is pretty straightforward. It is an image of our solar system's location.
Oh, cool. Map. Give them a map.
Kind of like how to find us.
On the back of the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah. So the next one is a chart of mathematical definitions, which I cannot make sense of. It shows things like 1 dot equals 1 vertical line equals the number 1.
I tell you right now that I would shut that record off.
Yeah. The second slide, you're giving me this shit? No, thank you.
These guys suck.
It seems pretty straightforward, but then you get to like something like number 4, which has 4 dots side by side, equals 1 vertical line and 2 horizontal lines equals the number 4. So like, I mean, I'm no mathematician man, but this is over my head.
Well, they also have to know what equals mean now, because now that it's all fucked. They didn't choose numbers; they chose shapes, and now they expect the aliens to know what equals means. Ugh. I'm so sick of them.
I feel like seeing the symbol equals would be easier to figure out than the word equals if you don't know our alphabet.
I didn't tell them to spell it.
Yeah. So so there's like a few simple equations and some like very complicated ones like 2 + 3 = 5. But after that, it's only natural. The next image on the chart is of physical unit definitions. Another thing I wasn't taught in public school, so this looks like madness to me.
The 5th slide is how to do your taxes.
I wish. God damn, still don't figure it out.
Can you send me that record?
Burn all the documents.
They can't catch me if I keep running.
Exactly. And if they can't find that I have the stuff, then they can't blame me for something I never had. Just burn
If you don't have money in your bank account, they can't take it. So just keep spending. Keep spending.
Get it in the negatives, ladies and gentlemen. Then the next image had each planet in our solar system with the diameters of the planets, their distance from the sun, their mass, and their rotational period. It's actually a pretty awesome little chart. I kind of like it.
Cool.
Then we have some breathtaking photos of the sun from the 70s, which suck ass. It's awful. You can't. It just looks like a bright ball, like a white ball. It's all black and white.
Yeah. Not great.
No, actually, it's not all black and white, but these charts I think are. Which I think is kind of funny that we send this out, like basing all of our directions. Like a lot of this stuff is based around the sun, and not once do we mention the fact that they should not go there. Like we don't have like a picture of the sun with like a big X on it. Like
they must love this place. This must be their planet. Yeah, that's why we haven't reached any aliens, because they're just flying straight. They're like little bugs. Even the grasshopper and the ladybug were like, oh, they're falling for the oldest trick in the book. You don't follow the light, you get zapped. You're gonna get zapped.
Oh man. We also included like decent photos for the 70s of all the planets in our solar system that we had photos of.
Guy doing cocaine off a knife.
Yeah.
That's a great photo of the 70s.
Next image is a photo of clouds over Egypt with the atmospheric gases stated, which is a nice touch since the classic movie cliche is like when it turns out oxygen is poisonous to the aliens.
Oh, I thought it was kind of nice that they did Egypt and they're just like, yo, it's the shit we built.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah, I know where this place is.
Oh, my God. Kenny was telling me. They're all named Kenny.
Yeah. Kenny 26812. Yeah. We went there as kids.
Don't talk to Kenny 26812. Yeah, he crazy.
Then we start getting into the shit I feel like we should have left out. Should have not provided this information to the aliens, like our DNA bases, DNA structure, and our fucking anatomy, man. Just in case these recipients of our golden disc want to kill us, we just showed them where to shoot. This here's our heart. Yeah, don't hurt that one. And our brain. Don't poke that. Don't poke that big one.
That's what a penis is. Definitely don't touch that with your alien hands.
Well,
we hate that. Don't do it.
I will say though, they did include a diagram of our sex organs, though.
Oh man,
and images of human conception. So obviously, we made note to differentiate between like male and female. Initially, lead man behind this project, Carl Sagan. Shout out, Carl.
Ooh.
And his committee wanted to include an actual photograph of a nude couple with the woman bearing a child. But NASA, being a house of God, refused to send pornography into space.
That's not pornography. I'll show you pornography. You get that alien hand over here. I'll show you how to. I'm gonna stop right there before.
I'll show you how to pick an apple. Come here.
Before NASA shows up at my front door.
Oh, man. I like how I threw in the fact that NASA is a house of God. You didn't notice it.
I didn't really. I actually just kind of believed you because it was the 70s, and I was like, yeah, NASA was probably just like had some like.
They're trying to find heaven.
Yeah, some Bible
That's why it all
beaters.
started.
I was like, wait, it's a house of science, but you know what? I didn't know. You could have fooled me.
Yep. So the photos continue including things like birth photos and like a child nursing.
So they did put the naked couple on there.
Well, you can't see the nipple or anything. You just see a lot of the boob meat.
What? They
blurred out the best part, man.
Aliens. I don't get like. I don't know. They put it in my science book. They could put it on a record and shoot it into space. That's all I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
If they put files and files of it on my computer, someone else did, then they could put it on a record and send it out into space.
So there's a photo of a father and a child where it said that they added the photo in because the father is holding the child on his shoulder and they wanted to add in because of the way the father is looking up at the child, which communicates that eyes are for vision.
Oh,
which is kind of smart.
Yeah. Yes. Huh.
He's like looking up to the side, like at the child.
This one is fused with a tiny one on its head. This must be their leader. Terrifying if you think about it.
Yeah. The committee included a photo of a large multicultural group of children sitting around like it was taken at like a school. I would assume it was a representation to show that our human race has variations in, skin tone and stuff like that.
Makes sense.
Another dangerous image we sent to potential world destroyers was the structure of Earth. Like the core and all
the
that
hollow
shit.
core.
Yeah. Along with all the abundant elements.
How did my question is, how did they draw the hollow core on the flat Earth?
Well, no, they cut the flat Earth in half like a penny, and they took a photo of it and then glued it back together. The 70s were wild, man.
Or is Earth more like a calzone, just full of pepperoni on the inside?
It's
pepperoni and cheese.
That Earth pepperoni, the flavor is so intense you'll die.
King Kong, he's made out of Earth pepperoni.
It's true. The upside down Earth pepperoni. So
Okay.
then we included some photographs of various locations around the world to show the diversity of our biomes we have on Earth, with places like the Great Barrier Reef, Seashore, Maine, one of the greatest photographs of all time, the Tetons in the Snake River by Ansel Adams.
Big Ansel head.
Love Ansel.
America's favorite photographer.
The world's favorite. Name another one.
Well,
I mean, I am a published photographer if you want to name me, but
I'm just trying to think of one outside of the United States.
Name another one inside the United States.
The guy who took a picture of the lady during the Great Depression with her child.
Yeah, that guy. That's his name. He changed his name to that.
It was long. He's formerly known as Prince.
Yeah. And things like sand dunes,
the movie
sand
Dune.
dunes, Looney Tunes, and
Is
the
that a Looney
Monument
Tune?
Valley. Huh?
Looney Tunes?
Looney Tunes. Yeah, we sent a couple episodes of Looney Tunes.
That's cool.
How
physics works.
We also included more nature things like vegetation, massive trees with humans for scale, flowers.
Oh my God, that's terrifying.
Just like a
massive
fucking
trees with humans for scales? I've never even seen that on Earth. The
Scale.
trees have scales made of humans? Oh my God. I'm never going to a forest again.
No. So yeah,
Okay.
flowers, a big fucking nasty ass bug. Just a fucking, just a photo of the nastiest bug you've ever fucking seen.
Doctor, the
Like, they could have done
astronaut.
a butterfly, but I'm pretty sure they did one of those like mosquito hawks.
Get me a nasty bug. Sir, we don't know what that means. If it scares you, bring it to me. I want it scary. I want it pinching. I want it scaly. I want it slimy. I want it named
sting.
I want it named Eric. I want it in my pocket. I want it to talk to me. I want it to have hair. I want it to have no hair.
Anything
Want it to
else,
have
Doctor?
shoes on. Okay, I'm done.
Some tap dancing shoes for the bug.
And a top hat.
You're gonna have to get 6 of those shoes.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we also included the evolution of vertebrates, like the like an image of like the
Like
fish.
a snake.
No, like the fish like climbing out of the water and like
Oh.
turning into man.
Turn it into a snake.
Yeah, dolphins just fucking launching a wicked jump. And
That's
my
cool.
personal favorite photo of the entire collection, and this one is simply titled "Tree Toad in Hand," and that's exactly what it is.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a man holding a tree toad. We continue to show both the variety of natures and wild animals with like things like crocodiles, eagles, chimpanzees, and scientists. Spoiler alert, it's Jane Goodall in the photo.
Whoa. What
yeah.
an honor. That'd be sick.
I mean, she was just such a beast.
Yeah. She's still alive?
I don't think so.
Oh, and now we're going to have the whole Bob Barker thing over again. Is Jane Goodall still alive?
Are you typing it or am I?
No, you type it.
Jane Goodall.
I'm sitting here with my fingers crossed.
Oh no, she's still alive. I thought
Fuck
she
yeah.
was
How old is
donezo.
she?
She's only 87. I thought she'd be older than that.
Okay, I'm not saying her name. I'm not going to say anything about Jane Goodall because I said her name, but she's going to live
Yeah, she's gonna live
forever and ever and ever.
at
and
least
ever.
into like 112.
Until at least Planet of the Apes happens.
We're
on
gonna
the
fucking
cusp.
need her.
We're on the cusp.
Huh?
We're on the cusp of the
yeah,
world.
no,
yeah.
If she's not here when that happens, we are fucked. Or that monkey from Congo that has the
Oh,
girl at
not the
the
Congo
little
thing again.
voice box that when she does sign language, it speaks.
Or Billy Crystal in the movie Mighty Joe Young. No one saw that.
Was he the monkey?
Yeah, but they didn't do any makeup or CGI. It was fucked up. Low budget film.
Yeah.
Just Billy running around naked.
Just squashing buses and shit.
Yeah, just like they covered him in honey and then he rolled around on a barbershop floor and they're like, we're good. Crazy.
So we also included portraits of people from various cultures, like a photo of a.
I want like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar dunking a ball.
Yeah, we didn't really include anything cool like that. Well, we did have like photos of like sprinters at the Olympics finishing on each other. So there's like a
NASA won't send porn into space, except if it's a fast woman or man. We'll send that.
Yeah, it's like so. There's like a photo of a God, I cannot say this word right now. The longer I look at it, Guatemalan man.
Yeah, there you go.
A dancer from Bali. Andean girls. I don't know what the hell that is.
I think they're girls from Andean. Is that the Andes? Oh, is that the Andes? Like the mountains?
They look
or
like
the mints.
They look like one of the civilizations that are like sealed off from the rest of the earth.
Oh,
so
okay.
maybe that's what it was.
Okay.
A Thai craftsman, and Clark that works at Target out on West 11th Street.
I also like to think that
Clark.
That Clark's great, but I like Thai craftsman is just like a father tying his son's tie.
No, he was like making something out of wood. How is tying his son's tie being a craftsman?
Because he's a Thai craftsman. He's like you know.
I'm sure there's a name for that.
He's crafting a tie.
Yeah. Another big flex that we sent was a photo of us making elephants lift logs to do hard manual labor. Like a bunch of fucking assholes. What if this was like,
an elephant planet?
Yeah. What if like it was like there was like a planet made up of highly sophisticated race of like elephant people, and they saw that and they had cures for all of our diseases, and they saw that horror, and they're like, "Fuck these guys."
Yeah. Yeah,
Let's put them in another pandemic.
They've enslaved our people. It's not going to be good. It's really bad. Planet of the Elephants coming this Thursday.
Okay, I take it back. My favorite photo is titled "Man with Glasses," which is a very elderly man with these tiny round glasses, white beard, just the tiniest beanie on the top of his bald head, and he's just absolutely ripping a cig on a huge wooden tip.
Oh, Cruella de Vil style.
Yeah, it's great.
They should have got like a 6-month-old and like a 1-year-old, and then do like 10 or 5 like increments of like a 10-year-old, a 20-year-old, a 30-year-old, a 40-year-old.
I didn't include it, but there was a photo of it was like called like the family photo, and it had a family photo on one side, and the other side it was like they outlined the people in black, and then underneath it would say their age and their weight.
Oh. Don't do me dirty. Don't put my weight on there. Please don't put my weight on there.
They did grandma dirty.
They're like, where's fat grandpa? Where's fat grandpa? He's our favorite. They're like, fat grandpa died a long time ago.
We sent that disc out like 80 years ago, man.
They're like, and they all start mourning. Fat grandpa.
The mouths on their back start crying.
On their assholes.
This is how we talk. We also sent a lot of photos of like famous landmarks like the Taj Mahal, the
There we
Great
go.
Wall, and the Sydney Opera House.
Bunch of plates and a dishwasher.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what that looks like. That's what that looks like.
That's what the Sydney Opera House looks like to you?
Kind of. No, I saw like a meme. It was very funny.
Oh, I love those.
Some good plates in a drying rack. Real good.
Love a good office meme.
Don't send them operas. It'll scare the shit out of them.
So, some of these photos are clearly staged to show message, and the one that we sent them how we consume like food is incredible. All in one photo, we have a woman licking ice cream.
Whoa.
A man frantically eating a bagel. He looks terrified.
Okay.
And a man pouring what looks like a bong into his mouth. He drinking the stinky bong water, Toby. I don't know what the fuck it is, but he's drinking out of some fucking bong thing.
Maybe he's in Vegas and he went to Fat Tuesdays and he's like, look at my long drink. It even has a strap for me to carry around.
No, it's not even like that. You know, I'm not a bong guy. I'm not a weed guy. I don't know what's going on. But you know how there's like the top of the bong, then there's the part at the bottom that has like the...
No, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's like this weird part where like a stem goes in, I think. It's like a...
I think I've heard of
you
this.
Light it.
I think I've heard of this.
I think it's where you light it, but he's holding the thing by like the top of the bong, and he's pouring through the little air chute where the smoke goes through, I think.
What?
I've seen a movie where they did, but yeah, he's pouring it from that thing into his mouth. He's like waterfalling it. It's incredible. It's an incredible photograph.
Is that how you get high?
I think so.
Okay.
So we won't send a picture of some guy's dick who kind of looked like Mark Hamill, but we will send them a picture of We'll send a picture of a guy getting high off the stinky bong water.
Next time I sneak into my next college party, I'll make sure to grab the thing that I think looks like a bong and then start drinking the dirty water out of it.
Out of the lower port. It's called a port. Yeah, I think it's the port.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Carburetor. Oh, that actually is a part. Carbonara.
And, the last little bundle shows more of, like, society, like children learning, the Olympics, and us working in manufacturing and other lame shit like that. But there are a few major things missing from the photos. Do you want to guess what we did not include to send to them?
Cottage cheese.
I don't think we sent them any of that, but I don't think that was intentional. What would we hide? What would Earth try to hide?
Ooh, dead bodies?
Pretty much close.
War, famine, disease.
Exactly. There's no photos of like war, death, hatred, anything like that.
What about a skeleton though? Like a clean, a nice clean skeleton.
In the anatomy part, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's
a skeleton there.
Yeah. What about like a skeleton and like me with our arms around each other? And then they're like, wait. So are these things inside of them, or is that like another race?
And they're like, well, he's inside that skeleton sometimes.
Yeah. What about a picture of me inside of a skeleton's rib cage, naked like a baby? Like
that's not what I was trying to say.
But I mean, just think about it. Pretty good, right?
I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I don't like it.
Like channel my inner Billy Crystal and Mighty Joe Young and just get like naked and crawl into a skeleton. Just think about. Okay, sorry.
Okay, let me sleep on it. I'll get back to you.
Please do.
Yeah. But yeah, it's smart. Because it's never a good idea to advertise the worst things about your world.
We already said we're racing Hitler right now. We are really trying to beat him.
Yeah. As long as they don't understand German, I think we're good. It's still scary sounding.
German is the international language of space, you idiot.
Is it?
Yes, it's every other planet speaks German.
Fucking Sputnik. So is that Russia?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Same thing. Russia is just scarier Germany these days.
Both, I was gonna say they're both pretty scary.
But yeah, I think
Not anymore. I don't want to get controversial. Any country that's not my country scares me. Switzerland, fucking terrifying.
terrifying. They're so tall there.
Just send them Swiss people. They'll be so scared.
Yeah. But yeah, okay. So if you think about it, though, if they saw pictures of like, war and stuff, they might think we're like a threat. And so if we send them like these cute things and all this nice stuff and big ass ugly fucking bugs, they might they might not think we're a threat. Well, they might not think we're a threat and be like, oh, we can just go rule them easy. But it turns out we're not afraid of fucking nuking our own planet, buddy. So don't fuck with us, man.
But here's the thing, though, too. It's like, how I think we're very close-minded because how, like, they go, don't smile at a chimpanzee. Showing your teeth is a sign of aggression. Yeah, so we're in the mindset of, like, oh, these are happy things. But what about in reality when they find putting a pistol to someone's head as a greeting? And now we just look like people who aren't friendly. We don't even want to greet them. So I say send them everything, let them sift through, figure out what they like.
Yeah.
Maybe throw a Playboy in there.
Oh, yeah. That'll get them go. Which issue are you sending? I'm thinking like July, like 2003.
What? We sent it already. 77. It has to be.
Now I need to Google July 2003, what was going on in that Playboy, because I had no idea.
Yeah,
who was on the cover?
Pam
Playboy.
Anderson. Pam. Was Pam on the cover?
2003. No, I think that's past her prime.
Yeah. They might
Nikki Zerling?
Nicki Minaj? No, I don't know. I don't know who that is.
Lisa Marie Presley interview, in quotes. I'd be much better as a lesbian.
How? Why does this happen? Why does this not why does Lisa Marie Presley always say she'd be happier as a lesbian? Why does David just say a random date and then he has to go look up what happened on that random date?
The girls of street racing, hot rods and hot bods.
Okay, can we get back to what was on the record?
Blood type, the 5 nastiest media feuds ever.
I don't know if you're just gonna keep going.
Oh, I can buy it for $3.99.
You better read the whole damn issue now.
It's got 1 review, and it's a 5 out of 5 by Desert Bunny. The magazine looks great. Verified purchase. July.
Oh my God.
Hey, she bought it in July. That's kind of dope.
You think it's a woman who bought it?
Oh, that's true. I don't know. Desert Bunny doesn't sound like a name a guy would use, but maybe
That could be anybody. Any
true.
bunny.
Oh, he's got a little profile picture. Let's see what else Desert Bunny's buying.
Okay, Dave, is that the end of your story? Holy shit.
The perfect fitted sexy tank top.
He
I
bought
love
that?
fitted tank tops that fall on the tighter side because they really emphasize your chest. Desert Bunny was in this issue. That is why Desert Bunny is buying this issue.
Oh. It makes sense why she wants to accentuate her chest with the tank top.
It's all coming together.
The guy can do that too.
Yeah. It's true.
You do whatever you want.
So, in my opinion, the craziest part about all this is the fact that scientists have said they believe that if no one finds it eventually, the record will most likely outlive our own planet and civilization.
Holy
they think that
shit.
After the Earth is dead and gone and it broke apart or explode or whatever, this thing will still be flying around in space. They think this thing's going to outlive us.
I love the fact that when the Earth eventually implodes on itself, that Johnny Be Good will still exist.
That's the only reason why I wake up in the morning.
That makes me feel kind of nice.
Yeah.
And it also makes me I thought your girlfriend makes you feel small. I also really love the fact that they put the Michael J. Fox version on.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta hear this, and they're like, "Oh, this white kid definitely didn't steal this song from a black guy who actually wrote it. We're gonna fuck with the future or the past."
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So NASA.
Michael J. Fox is great too, though.
Oh, he is national treasure.
Nice guy.
So I'm gonna end it here with saying, so NASA, we know you've been too shy to ask, but I will answer on behalf of Camp Strange and say yes. We are open to letting you blast our podcast into space after we are both dead in the ground, rotting away with worms eating us from the inside out, just so then the aliens could hear this fucking nonsense.
Dude, I'm getting like either shot out of a cannon into space.
Oh, yeah, we can strap it to you. And if NASA funds it, man, that will be a good blast.
Yeah, I mean, how much? It can't be that much more wind resistant to strap a dead body to the top of a rocket, correct?
That might throw it off. That might just be enough, especially if it's your body.
Dude, I'm not fat grandpa.
But you are fast, so it might help.
Yes, that's true. NASA loves fast people.
Yeah.
I gotta be fully clothed though, because they hate naked people, but they love the Taj Mahal.
But we all know you're faster when
cottage
you're
cheese.
completely naked,
That's true.
covered in cottage cheese.
But they love Billy Crystal.
They do love Billy.
But they hate. No, they love Big Scary Stinky Bug.
Yeah, that thing. God, that thing was awful.
Man, a lot to think about. But yeah, that does make me. Happy. Do they put any movies on there?
No, we didn't have any movies back then.
They put.
It's also kind of wild they did
think
this
of a
before
movie,
Star
Alex.
Wars, you know what I mean? You think they would come up with this shit after Star Wars?
Oh yeah. Oh my God, Star Wars. That would be a good one. They'd be like,
premiered in the sky.
They'd be like, this isn't what happens. We have purple lightsabers. That was the only part they got right.
They only had one of them.
Anyway.
And then they threw him out a window.
Yeah, did my boy dirty.
Yeah.
I just
they
watched
did all them Jedi dirty.
I just watched that little behind the scenes thing where Sam Jackson's talking to George Lucas and he's like, hey, so colored lightsabers. And then George Lucas is like, good guys have green and blue and bad guys have red. And he's like, would you consider anything else? He's like, what are you thinking? He's like, I don't know, purple. He's like, we can maybe do purple. And then like Sam Jackson like turns to the camera and smiles. And that was how he got a purple lightsaber.
I read that he said he would only do a Star Wars film if they let him have a purple lightsaber.
No, he like walked up to Lucas on set and was like, hey, so he probably made that comment being like, I'm going to get like a different color lightsaber. But like, you know, it didn't happen until Big Daddy Godfather Lucas said it was okay. And what Samuel L. Jackson wants, Samuel L. Jackson gets. Except for a good death.
Imagine like being all excited, like, oh, I get to be like a Jedi. Like my whole life, I became an actor just to become a Jedi. And you like film everything, and then like you go to the premiere, and you like see yourself like, oh shit, this is why I pull my lightsaber out, and it's only like 4 inches long.
It's a dagger.
The fuck is that?
Oh my God. Or just to find out that like they're like, we're gonna pull you back on these strings and you'll be okay, you'll fall out the window, but you'll be okay. And then they just like cut to him dying and he just gets pushed out a window and he dies because that's
they actually threw him out the window in that space city. It's crazy.
The only death worse than that is in Jurassic Park when the guy gets eaten on the toilet.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
That's a bad one, but a good one because we're talking about it. So hey.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that concludes our episode, right, David?
Yeah.
It's a long one, but you guys, it's been 2 weeks, so there you go. Hope just listen to half of this in the first half of the week, and then latter in the latter half. If you guys want any more information, go to campstrange.com, which doesn't exist anymore because we didn't pay for it. So just go to our Instagram at Camp Strange Podcast and click the link in bio to get the hyperlinks to whatever you guys want. You listen to us anywhere. We got merch in that link. We got links in that link. We got Zelda in that link.
We got Mink in that link.
We got Mink in that link. And if you guys want to
send us, talk about Mink real quick?
No, we don't want to talk about Mink real quick, David. We also, if you want to send us an email, send it to campstrangepodcast@gmail.com. I haven't checked the email in a bit. Maybe I should go check that email. So send us something. Hateful comments, really nice comments.
Yeah, let us know what you hate about us, please.
Pictures of big, scary, stinky bugs. We love those.
God.
Love them. And if, I don't know, what else? If you guys want to rate, review, subscribe, that's cool too. We'd love that.
Yeah, the more reviews we get, the better we look.
The less money we make.
We get charged every $5 for every comment. We're in the what you call the negative. We're in the red.
But we're having a green time. So, David, what else we got in the merch store?
We're doing it?
Yep, we're doing it.
Yeah, big old stinky bug.
Fuck, I was going to say that.
I knew you were.
Oh, man. We got ravioli hats.
Got a broken leg.
I have Tiny Tim.
We talk about Tiny Tim a lot.
Do we?
Yeah.
Okay,
I know I do.
We have Big Ben.
Roethlisberger or the clock?
His brother. Yeah, the Roethlisberger on a clock.
It moves real slow, though.
And it falls off motorcycles.
Oh, man. I got one of those big old ceramic sombreros that you can put your chips and salsa in.
Ooh, I got a pitcher full of Tang. I got some Tang and milk.
I got a cake that's a football field.
Whoa. I got a bottle of Bogle staring at me from across the room that's going to get open tomorrow.
What's tomorrow?
Friday. It's my really hardcore drinking day.
That's good, yeah.
Start at 10.
That's your 9.5 pints.
End at 10.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. It's your turn.
I've got a trapeze artist.
I got a blind man and he's running full speed.
I got a coconut bra. Only been worn twice.
I got the ball and I'm throwing elbows.
Oh shit.
I'm the guy who's excessively, no one's even like trying to get the ball from me, but I'm still throwing elbows. I'm just writhing back and forth.
You got to let people know before they even try.
Yeah.
I've got a Tupperware full of broken glass, and it's $3.
I got shit in my teeth.
I've got shins in my teeth.
Should we just stop?
Yeah.
We have
enough. It's enough.
Okay, I have a bouncy ball made of hair.
It's not going to bounce anywhere. It's not going to bounce. How is that going to bounce?
David, come back.
It's a bad ball.
That's a bad mommy.
My bad mommy gave me a bad ball. And my daddy won't do anything about it. He won't get mad at her, and he won't listen to me. And the ball doesn't bounce. It's just hair. I throw it, and it just goes, and it just sits on the ground.
It goes.
Mommy, it's a bad ball. Judge, Your Honor, Mommy gave me a bad ball.
I love that you're getting mad at good daddy because bad mom. He's not getting mad at bad mommy.
Sometimes fun daddy needs to put his mean. Your Honor, fun daddy needs to sometimes man up a little bit and not be so fun all the time. He has to take some ownership of bad mommy here.
We were having a good. We were gonna have a good family-friendly Friday dinner, and then Skinny Uncle showed up and ruined it.
Skinny Uncle showed up, and he didn't bring anything.
He ate all the breadsticks,
and he lost my hairball. He threw it, and it rolled into the gutter. Your Honor.
Now you like hairball,
and I know I don't like it, but I wanted to exchange it for a good one at the Chuck E. Cheese, and Bad Mommy got the wrong ball. This is my birthday.
I need to stop.
Your Honor.
David, do you have anything to say before we head out?
Bad Mommy bought the wrong ball.
And don't forget to stay strange.